everyone, welcome to another episode of Getting Crafty with Amy. Today we are going to make outdoor yard art using a pop can, and it's really not that hard to do. This is one that I completed, and the good thing about using the pop cans is, you know, it's already metal. So you don't have to worry if you do like a coat, clear coat or something over top of it, then you can preserve it and it's not going to rust, or so it'll hold up. So this is what it looks like. Here's what you will need for this project. Obviously you need a pop can, okay? It's a regular pop can. You need some kind of hammer and a nail to make a hole in the can. You'll need some clippers, some metal clippers, something to cut with. Definitely need a can opener and a pair of scissors, okay? And these are optional. I just used, to hang mine, I used a wire. You can see that. I used a wire, but you can use string or anything you have around the house. So the pliers, the needle nose pliers, that was just to bend the wire to hold it onto the pop can after you're done. And then this wire I get at Walmart. It's just silver craft wire. So those are optional. You can use whatever you want to hang it with. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you do, you have to take off the top of the can, okay? So that's where these come in. So you just clip it down like that, okay? Then you just twist. You're going to take the top of the can right off, okay? And it will fall down in the middle there, so you just kind of have to shake it out a little bit. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so now what that does, which my can's kind of dirty, but what that does is it gives you a way to cut down the can. So you have the top off, and this is where you use the metal cutters, okay? So I'm not really the type of person that usually measures very often, so what I do is I just divide the can into 4, so like this way and that way. So kind of, if you want, since the Coke, it has the line, you can start there, and you just, because really all you're wanting to do is get through that rim. It's kind of hard, you can't get through it with scissors, so you'll go, you know, straight across, just kind of eyeball it, and it's okay if it's not completely like that, and then cut it the other way. So just make 4 cuts. Okay, so that's all you do with those. So now, so if you can see that, you have 4 cuts around. Okay, so now what you can do is take your scissors, and the metal is thin enough you can cut the rest with scissors. So just cut down. It's not perfectly straight, it's okay. Cut down to the curved bottom. You can cut down to that point, okay? If you're like me, I hate the sound of that metal. It's awful. Metal on metal. Okay. Cut, and then you cut. Okay. now what you have are 4 sections. And what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and take these sections and cut each section, in half. Okay, so take your scissors again, or your metal cutters. These sections in half. Okay, there you go. And then you just use your scissors and cut down. Cut down to the bottom. And if they're uneven, it's okay. They turn out okay in the end. There's actually a lot of crafts you can do with pop cans. We did one at the library last summer where you make the spinners out of, you join 2, you cut them kind of like this, similar. You just do some different steps. So you can look those up, and there's different things you can do with your old pop cans. Okay, so now they're all cut. So I'm just going to fold them down like a flower. Kind of naturally fold down. And okay, don't be like me and don't clean your pop can, because this still has some pop in it. But it's easily, you can wash it off. But you may want to rinse it out with some water before you start working. Okay, and originally on this, I left it just like this. And I just painted it, but I didn't really like how it looked. So I went back through, and I'll show you what I did. These edges here, if you see right here, I didn't really like those, so you can just cut those off with a pair of scissors. You can curve them, you can curve cut them to make them look like petals, or you can just cut them off. And you can come down, you see where the pop can still has the curve there, you can cut them down to that. Just cut those off. Okay. And that. Okay. So that's what you have. Okay. Now, from this point, you can start making really thin strips if you want to. A lot of the tutorials, they took, 2 pop cans and they made one with like the wider, and then they put another behind it with the spikier like this. So they kind of join together. So you can use more than one pop can to make this project. So we're just going to do one though. So from here, if you like the spikier look, which I do, you would just cut thin strips. That's about 4. And the good thing is you can place them, they can bend, you can kind of play with them a little bit. But you can, just to be safe, if you want to, you can put on a pair of gloves to do this. And even if those, I still think that those look a little bit too wide for my taste, you can go back in and cut those down too. So you kind of just eyeball it, what you like the best, the look. Now I will say that before I did this, I had painted this one before I cut the smaller strips. So I started from here with the wider and painted, and then I kind of didn't like the look of it, and I went back through and cut the smaller strips. So the next step before you do this, I should have mentioned, you may want to go ahead and paint, because it is easier to paint the wider strips. And what I did, I took a base coat of just white spray paint and just did a spray paint base for all of this. So the acrylic, I just used acrylic paint, had something better to stick to than just the metal. And then if you want, you can spray paint the back too, or it doesn't really matter. I did a little bit, but I obviously didn't do enough because you can still see kind of the coat. But so you could go back over that, you know. That's, the painting is just your taste. So and once I did finish painting, then I went through and doing what we're doing now, is just making the strips a little bit thinner. So just gonna cut the rest of these down just really quickly. There's no set measurements about how you like the, you know, it's just, it's really all to your taste. So, and some of them may like the wider ones and don't want to go to all the trouble to cut them all down, but some of you may like the stringier look. So okay. And these are good, that they can hang outside, or you don't have to hang. If you have something to make like a stake, you can make these into yard stakes. I just didn't have anything at the office to make a yard stake out of. Whoops, I forgot to cut that off. But you can make actual yard art. This might hang on like a porch, or, you know, something outside. I did find this on Pinterest, so you can go on there and find different ideas with the Coke cans. I'm down to my last one. And the painting, I just wanted something kind of summery. I chose the colors I wanted. I mean, it's totally up to you how you decorate it. So that's what it looks like when you shred it, which I like the look better. It's a little bit more natural. I don't know. So you would paint it, you would seal it. Last thing you do is we want to make a hole in the middle where we can put string or some kind of wire. So this is where you come in with just a small nail. You can do a little bigger hole if you want to. And this is just a craft hammer. Use a real hammer, whatever you have on hand. So you just find the middle right here, and just a hole right through it. Okay, see that? And then you can kind of widen the hole. This hole was wide enough for the string I showed you to fit into it. So there's the hole, what it looks like, and you could put your string through that, your wire. So that is the construction part of it. And then of course I did show you, this is what it looks like when you're finished. So you can make several and hang them along your porch. It's a really cute little craft project. Kids would probably like to do it. So that is how you use pop cans to make yard art. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.